You know what? A little boy grows up hearing, be strong, don't cry, be a man, men don't cry, man up, you can do it. And years later, he becomes someone's fiancé, later become a husband, and then a father. From there, he becomes a provider, a protector, and a guider. And everyone keeps telling him the same thing, be a man, men don't cry. But no one ever stopped to ask him, how are you doing? I want us to have this honest conversation about the silent struggle that man goes through, the struggle that man carries on a daily basis, which they do not discuss. Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? And of course, I remain your girl Delia. I want to believe you're staying safe and of course staying out of trouble. Well, today being Father's Day, I want to use this opportunity to say Happy Father's Day to every father out there, a growing boy, a growing son, a teenager, being a man, being a fiancé, being a husband. In whatever category that you fell in, I want to use this opportunity to tell you Happy Father's Day. You might still be an expecting father or a future father to be, but then you are a man, and a man would become a father someday. So may God bless you and perfect every of your heart desire which you have always been asking, right? So today I have come for us to have this an amazing topic which has to do with men, right? And all the time we have always have this reason to tell the man to be a man. Most especially with the wife, the fiancés, in every situation, we always have every reason to tell the man to be a man. I want to put up a disclaimer here that I'm not a feminist. I am a woman and I support women and I also support men. But I am not a feminist. I cannot see white and call it black. I stand for the truth and I support what is right. So I am not a feminist like they know it to be. So let's have this amazing conversation and let's talk about men and the struggle men goes through. I stand to say this conversation is not all about me blaming women or saying that men have it more harder. Rather, it is about having the understanding that behind every strong man is a human who needs support, appreciation, encouragement, and sometimes simply someone to ask him, are you okay? If you take a look around, you would understand that many men carries emotional weight that nobody sees, especially grown men and family men. They carry an emotional burden that they do not discuss or they do not talk about. So I do want us to go into this discussion and have this heart-to-heart conversation about men. So today I have come for us to have this an amazing topic which has to do with men, right? And all the time we have always have this reason to tell the man to be a man. Most especially with the wife, the fiancés, in every situation, we always have every reason to tell the man to be a man. But we never considered what is hidden in that very statement or in that very word, be a man. Is a very strong word. And this very comment, this very word has put in so many men in an intimidating position, whereby at any time the wife, the fiancé, or the women in their life tell them to be a man, they feel like they are not doing good enough. They feel like they need to struggle so hard to meet up. They feel like they need to work so hard to satisfy and to entice their partner. And this is why most men struggle, go through emotional pains without letting it out. Most times, we women cry the physical cry, the tears, and the word see, and no matter what is happening, the man is always being judged wrongly in most cases. Yes, I stand to say that a woman tears always bring an emotional moment, even when the woman is wrong. The world might judge the man as being guilty. But ladies, when you tell your man to be a man, have you ever stopped to ask yourself what he is carrying that you cannot see? Many men are fighting a battle that they can never talk about. It could be emotional battle, it could be health battle, it could be physical battle, it could be financial battle, it could be so many relatable battles which they cannot share. Most times, they might be comfortable enough to share with someone outside, but not with you, their partners. Because most partners, being a wife or a fiancé or any woman in their life, do not want to hear about their complaint. All we want to hear is the solution. Solve the problem and do not complain. That is the situation many men found themselves. And that is why rather they would choose to complain to you being their partners, knowing fully well that they have already understood and know what your response will be. They will rather swallow their pride, they will rather choose to deal with it, and they will rather want to die in silence. And that is why most times men have confidence in people outside their home. They can choose to discuss with someone outside their home. They find confidence in someone external because they will feel very, very comfortable to discuss their issues, their struggle without being judged. So I would definitely want us to, discuss about just a few points about this gender core men and, the struggle they go through and, how to look into it to see if most of the things we will discuss today happen in your homes. And maybe you would be able to understand your man better and then look at how to come in or rather to assist in some cases, right? So, first and first, we women, let's not try to pretend, right? Most times, men are being loved and appreciated by what they provide. Yes. If we want to be honest, yes. Because most women, most times, want to be like, we love, we talk about love, don't get it twisted. Love is a beautiful thing, right? But in the world that we are right now, men are being loved by what they provide. And most times, men feel like at any time they stop providing, they will stop mattering. At any time they stop providing, whatever you have for them will start depreciating. That is the mentality of most men. And it's because of how we, the women, has put in it to be. So if a man feel this way, you would not judge him. Because to every woman, when you tell a man to be a man, you are telling him to provide. You are telling him to pay those bills. You are telling him to pay those school fees. You are telling him that the food needs to be in the house. And you are telling him to, hey, key in and take care of the 100% bill that you are meant to be. That you are the man that is supposed to do that. You know, I understand the Bible says women are supporters, right? But sometimes most women do not even want to be the support. They want you to be the man and do everything 100%. And that is why when a man is even dying silent, you would not know. Because all you cares about is let him be the man and do what he needs to do. In that situation, when a woman wants the man to come home and take care of things 100%, and that is when she put to the man that you are the man. You are expected to bear everybody. You are expected to take charge. You are expected to know that men don't cry. And that is when you will see the man walk round the club try to get multiple jobs, go through the stress, the anxiety, the struggle, right? Maybe in this situation, maybe the woman is also working. But that mentality of you are the man, you are to take charge, will keep her on her toes and not want to even be that support that the Bible mentioned. And that is how I have come to have this discussion just to ask, when you tell a man to be a man, what did you take out of that very statement? How did you review it? What did you make out of it? And how did you judge that statement before you voice it out? I do also want to let women know that men also cry. Women cry more emotionally, physically, and openly, but men also cry. And that is why when you look at mortality rates, looks like men die more in the society, right? Because men bears their pain in the heart. Men takes home whatever they are feeling. Men hardly want to share their struggle. And that brings me to the second point that I want to let you all know today. The second point when it comes to what men goes through is that men also struggle. When I mean men also struggle, men struggle in silence. Men also go through depression and anxiety more than women most times. You see in the world and the society, right? When a woman frown, cry, sometimes you have people come to your aid. But when a man cry, frown, hardly will people come to his rescue, except his mother or his father, depending on if they are still alive. I'm telling you the truth. Men go through struggle. Men go through depression. Men go through job pressure. Men go through relationship struggle. Men also go through financial crisis. Men don't talk when they are going through all this because they fear being judged. Men are scared of being judged. Men are scared of appearing weak. They don't want to look weak when they cry or when they express what they are going through. And to cap it all, they do not want to lose their respect because they want to maintain that status quo. They want to maintain the position of being a man, a husband, and a father. But he is dying slowly. He is going through stress. He is going through depression, but he has no support. He has no one to talk to. And that is why most times it looks like they seek confidence in someone from the outside to talk to. If they can express their feelings, when you have them express their feelings, you would understand their position and know what they are going through. And most times, people or men somehow might get help from the outside more than they will get from the inside. And that is how you know that men also cry, but they cry in silence. And this issue of men don't cry would make even the little boy growing up, would not want to cry because already that has been put in on him that men don't cry. Even when he's going through stuff with a younger person, he wouldn't cry. I'm telling you, this is really taking hold of men. We really need to let men be men. We need to let kids be kids. The third point that I want to let you know about men and what they go through is that I need you to know that most men are dying slowly. Most men are emotionally going down. Most men are being suppressed. Most men are in the tight corner that they cannot express themselves openly. And they would be going silently. Men are going through spiritual, mentally, and emotional stress, which they cannot express. And you know what? In some situations, even when they turn up, there are some situations when men will even turn up to meet up with most of their responsibility. But then they would not be appreciated by their partners. They would not be appreciated by the people around them. They would not even be seen like they did anything, right? Because we already have this mindset that it is their duty for them to do it. So why do I need to appreciate them? Why do I need to make it feel so important that you do what you are supposed to do as your job? I want to tell you this. In life and in relationship, appreciation gives room for more application. That is, when you learn to appreciate what someone did, it will give them room to do more, to give them room to want to implement more. It will give them room to want to go forward, fight more, pursue more, overtake, and recover everything that they are expected to do. Do not make them burn out. Do not make them be in isolation. Learn to appreciate them no matter what it is. Even a little appreciation will go a long way to have him do more. And also, if you can, lend a helping hand when and where you can. If the situation is tough, and you as a woman knows that the situation is tough, if you need to come in and lend us some help. Come in and lend us some help. Because when the man is no more, that is when you will feel the impact of the man. You know, the world is really becoming something else, right? I know right now in the world, people believe that I can always survive alone with or without a partner. Of course, you or anyone can survive alone, right? But the truth is that every family that have a man as a coverage, right, is always necessary both for the kids. And at any time you do not see the man anymore, you will feel the impact of not having him around. You will surely do. So always learn to appreciate the man by your side and always try to lend your own little support, no matter how little you can. Now, the last point, but definitely not the least, because I do not want this to be a long video, right? So the last but not the least point on how you should know that men also go through stuff is men need support too. Yes. If your man is the type that can provide and do everything that is needed in the house, good, fantastic. You are lucky. All you need to do is try to always appreciate him. Try to always appreciate every little thing that he do. Try to always, see a way to come in, to support. Maybe support him by getting him a gift, doing some things that would show that you really appreciate what he's doing. Those are the little things that keep relationship going. But don't feel so entitled that he's a man, and of course, because he's a man, he's expected to do all that. Appreciation is very necessary. Always have a heart of thanksgiving and heart of gratitude. It will help in your own relationship. And to my gender, my fellow women, please, we are wives. Of course, we are women. God has created us to be around the men like a support. Sometimes, if the situation is going well, we thank God for everything. But when the situation is a bit going ups and down, if you can help, if you are a working lady, if you're a working mother, if you are a working wife, if you can help, try on your own little way to help. Okay? I am not saying take the responsibility. No. I am saying if you can help, no matter how little, once you notice that the man is struggling so bad, please help and do not put to him that he is the man. Because, of course, he knows that he is the man. I love you all until I come your way next time. I remain your girl, Fidelia. Remember, blessed, stay safe, and stay out of trouble. Bye bye.